Brown's only #1 single.
There was racket coming from down the hall from one of the practice rooms. We went along and there was this bunch of kids, children's hour, doing this stuff, and it was amazing. Yeah, okay, get them for the label.
The door burst open, bang, 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 the door burst open. Chris Knox came flying in and said, "Hey, you guys sound fantastic. Do you want to support the Stones next week? Christmas Eve at the Rumba Bar?" And we went, oh, we've only got 4 songs. He goes, "Doesn't matter, make some up. See you then." So we wrote another 5 or 6 songs in a week and went down and sort of, I think, put a lot of energy into it. And I remember cutting my hands up in blood and stuff on my guitar. And Doug Hood, who was doing the sound at the time, legendary Doug Hood, they were legends at the time already. He came up to us afterwards and said that was the best first up performance I've seen for a long time. Can I be your manager and sound man? So we all of a sudden were Children's Hour, and he ended up being signed to Flying Nun almost immediately.
After the demise of Children's Hour, singer Chris Matthews started a new band, the International Headless Chickens, or IHC. Eventually, all the members of Children's Hour found a home in Headless Chickens.
They were the band, and this is pre me joining, so I can say this quite honestly, that they were the band for me that I knew, and if I walked into a Headless Chickens gig, I was going to walk out feeling completely different. I mean, when the Headless Chickens played, it was like an event, you know, that was the most buzz. It's like, oh my God. Because also they didn't play very often. So it's like, my God, they're going to play. And, you know, this is when, you know, this is around the time when Gas Crankin' Station was out. I mean, that was, you know, an electric song, absolutely electric.
In 1986, New Zealand breweries set up the $60,000 Rhineck Rock Award. The inaugural winners were Adija with their pop soul sensibilities. The following year, outside runners were the moody and dark-sounding Headless Chickens.
Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of New Zealand Breweries and our advisory board, I'm delighted to present to you the winners of the 1987 Rhineck Rock Award. Please welcome the Headless Chickens.
Yeah, the Rhineck Award's basically a $60,000 award for a start, which is unusual because it's never probably happened before or since. Although it's not clear how much of that $60,000 the band really got. But it was a big kerfuffle about it. In fact, we had an article, I think, in the Metro saying that we're dole bludgers, absolutely no hope, alternative scum, literally. And because we were relatively unheard of, and it happened that Doug Hood and Jude Anaru and Colin Hogg, who are the judges, knew a bit more about music than those people did.
Rhineck didn't choose us because they were expecting us to become a commercially acceptable band. They chose us because they think we're good at what we're going to do and we're going to get better at it.
We did an interview with Dylan Tate on TV, and that night Judy Bailey or somebody was on the national news, and they said, "Headless Chickens, heard of them?" "Neither had we." And so we sat there going, okay, well, we won the most prestigious rock award in New Zealand, but it was definitely a bit of controversy about it. Luckily, once we actually recorded the album, it went top 20 and stuff, and you know, all of those people calmed down and realised that we weren't so bad after all.
I think this is out of my nose. Perhaps I can fight to her. She might wait for me.
Stunt Clown was the resulting album, but it was during the recording of the follow-up album Body Blow that singer Chris Matthews realised he needed a female voice for some of his new songs.
One day I was walking up Ponsonby Road and Chris was walking down the other way, and he stopped me and said, "Oh, Fiona, I've just been thinking about you. I've written this song, and it's too high for me, and I've got a bit I'm going to sing, but I'd like a woman to try sing it." And I thought, I don't care what the song's like. I'm going to sing it, that's fine. I said, okay, yeah. And that was Cruise Control. So here I was in the studio with my favourite New Zealand band and one of my favourite bands, singing, I was just like, it was huge. It was just huge. And then that kind of, it really was just meant to be a little stint to sing the song. I wasn't a member, I didn't join the band or anything. And then the songs got to Australia, to the Australian end of Flying Nun, Mushroom Records, and they basically said she has to join the band. So they asked me to join, and I said, I don't know.
Let's make a deal, or I'll hurt you,
Body Blow went double platinum, and when Headless Chickens released the song George, it beat Madonna and Boyz II Men to the top of the charts to become Flying Nun's first and only #1 single.
I wish that I could say to you, yes, I felt the history of the label upon my shoulders and we all were gloriously celebrating, but I think I was far more self-indulgent than that. I was just going, yes, we're #1, yay for us, kind of thing. I think that's more realistic.
Oh, we were stoked. It was like 4 weeks at #1, right over Christmas. So, yeah, we felt pretty good about it.
To get to be #1 was an amazing achievement, I think. And yeah, I celebrated for them and with them and to them and at them at the time. And when they won the Ryneck Rock Awards, it was the same thing. It was just like, yes, yes. The underdogs from the underbelly have cut through and won. Those things were cause for great celebration. It was just odd that it hadn't happened earlier with the bands that most people probably associated more with Flying Nun.
I was sitting there thinking these 2 or 3 years of hard work are going to start paying off. And just at that point, Fiona and Michael left the band, so just when it was all about to go good, it didn't.
I left the band for a couple of central issues. Drug taking that I wasn't interested in being a part of or having that in my life.
It's very hard when you got 5 completely different people all wanting different things, and at a certain point they start wanting different things, and it's a classic situation, really. I think Fiona and Chris had reached loggerheads.
I had been writing songs of my own, and Chris had been writing songs, and I started bringing some of my songs to the band, and they just weren't kind of like going where I had envisaged my babies going.
Fiona MacDonald went solo, and A Different Hunger was her debut album.
Yeah, I mean, after that, we Chris and Bevan and I tried to keep the band going for a year. I tried to get Bo Runga in as a singer, but it didn't work. Chris didn't want it, so and I said, look, she could play guitar, she looks good. But so that's that final year was a bit of a sad one.
Grant Fell left the band, and Chris Matthews went on to record Greedy, the third and final Headless Chickens album.